Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television GPTV. I'm Brett. It's Wednesday, which means it's brand new comic book day. New comics are in the shelves, and you can get them any way you want. You can get them digitally, you can get them physically. It's like the best thing about comic books now, because you can get them on the go and read them where and when you want. DC's hooked us up with one of the releases. This is the final issue of their Prelude to the Wedding, Batman Prelude to the Wedding, Harley Quinn versus Joker. Obviously, it's Harley and Joker. So, this is written by, I want to go through all the credits, Tim Seeley. The artist is Sami Basri. Jessica Kholinne is the colors. Otto Schmidt did the epilogue. Dave Sharpe is the letter. Rafael Albuquerque is cover. Dave Wielgosz, assistant editor. Chris Conroy, editor. Jamie S. Rich, group editor. Harley Quinn, of course, was created way back in the day in Batman animated series, and obviously she's gone on to be a massive star. So it's been kind of interesting to see things evolve around her, especially with the relationship with the Joker in the comics, and that's what this issue deals a lot with. Alright, first thing I'm going to say, I think the best thing about this issue is honestly the cover. It's generally a disappointment. It didn't quite do what I was hoping it would do and didn't go where I thought necessarily it was going to go, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I think there was just a lot of wasted potential. As I say that as a whole, having now read all the issues, while this was an interesting kind of a prelude to the wedding, exactly what it is, there's nothing out of these, what was it, 5 issues I think at this point, 5 issues that feel like they're vital leading up to the wedding. That being said, this issue is interesting in that it directly leads into Batman 48 and 49. Obviously, this is the issue where Batman confronts the Joker, and Catwoman then confronts the Joker. So, yeah, that's about it. This one particularly here is what the Joker was up to before all those scenes that we've seen leading up to Batman 48. Basically, Joker decides he wants to mess up the wedding, and then Harley stops him, and they get into a little bit of argument, and there's a kind of a argument back and forth between Harley and the Joker, and she puts him through a bunch of traps, and we think he's going to die, but of course it's the Joker, so he escapes, and that's about a lot of it. It's just that over and over and over. What's interesting is, clearly Harley's abused, and she talks about kind of getting over him, but she never quite gets over him. She has him tied up, she tries to drown him, she tries to do all these other things, but deep down, he gets out. So it's frustrating in that, we've seen Harley be this really independent, goofy, crazy, fun character and so many other things, but here she never quite stands up to that level. She obviously keeps on falling for the Joker and putting up with this crap, and maybe that's part of the point of the comic, but it feels weird and this weird disconnect of the character in that she keeps on talking about how she's over him, but she keeps on letting him get away. It's the same crap that we've seen so many other times with villains and the good guys of, we're going to put you through this really crazy event to kill you, and I know you're going to escape. And that's what basically this comic is Harley doing that to Joker over and over again. And hell, there's even a point where the Joker kind of mentions that in a way, and she mentions that in a way, to the point you're sitting there what's the point? I can't quite figure it out. And it never quite cracks the psychological relationship between Harley and the Joker to the point that I felt satisfied at all. It just kind of felt like it was going through the motions and doesn't really deliver anything new. Harley's abused. Joker abused her. Joker is complete shit. Joker has a soft spot for Harley. Harley has a soft spot for Joker no matter what she says now. And it just basically just was nothing new. I feel like this was going through the motions to get us to Batman number 48. As I said, I think the cover was the best thing about it. The art also didn't help me at all. There's something about this style I wasn't digging. I don't know what it is. It reminds me a lot of Leto's Joker, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, at least in the face it reminds me, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I think there's just way better designs out there that are way more entertaining and frightening. There's this weird comedic style to this that never quite works with the comic story itself. Basically, after reading all this, I'm coming back to, I just didn't quite see the point of any of this. This could have been a really fascinating series. Some of the issues did it, exploring relationships with Batman himself. The latter could have been very interesting, exploring some of these characters' relationships with the Joker or Catwoman. I mean, Damien's did Catwoman, but that's about it. It just... I'm failing to see the point of them, I think, is where I'm at right now. Maybe something will come together later in the wedding issue, but right now, it just feels like filler and a cash grab, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just I wish cash grabs were a little bit more entertaining, and sometimes they have. And DC's been so good at them lately, I think that's also part of my disappointment. While there's been some solid issues in this series, overall, it's just one of those where we kind of got to this point. It's basically ending on a down note is what it is. You know, life is a bunch of down notes. Let me know if you know that quote. So yeah, if you're a really hardcore Harley Quinn fan and interested in a relationship with the Joker, go for it. Beyond that, I'm kind of baffled as to maybe the point of it. Yeah. I mean, it's a story, and I didn't find it all that entertaining. And Tim Seeley is usually a really good writer. I think that's part of it, too. Just something's not clicking for me. Yeah. You can go get this in comic shops today. I obviously want to thank DC for hooking us up with the review copy, as always. Thank you for the support of that. You know, sorry, not all the reviews can be good. You can go get this in comic book shops. We have a link beneath this. Put in your zip code. I'll tell you if the shop's near you. No shop, no problem. We got affiliate links. There are affiliate links, so you know, we get a percentage of that. By doing that, you help support our site. So I want to thank DC again for hooking us up with this, and thank you for watching. Now, if you're into Harley, if you're into Joker, if you're into Batman, DC, comics in general, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're always on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. So until next time, keep reading those comics, and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.